Arizona Supreme Court upholding a 160-year-old pre-statehood abortion ban that could shutter abortion clinics in the state. That means anyone aiding an abortion will face 2 to 5 years in prison. The only exception, if the procedure is deemed necessary to save the life of the pregnant woman.
Do not fall for it. Matt Kress is a liar.
He does not care about the women who will die.
I have a substitute motion. Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, I move that we recess to the sound of the bell immediately.
You've heard the secondary motion. I heard a second. All in favor of that motion, vote aye. Aye. All opposed, vote no. Ayes have it, so ordered.
I move that a temporary rule be adopted effective until the end of the 56th legislature, second regular session, notwithstanding any other House rule or committee assignments. House Bill 2677 be placed under the order of business, third reading of bills, and be brought for third reading immediately. And if the measure garners the requisite 31 votes, the Speaker or the Speaker pro tempore is directed to immediately sign the measure in open session, and the clerk is directed to immediately transmit the measure to the Senate, and I request a roll call vote.
Mr. Biasucci, you have a substitute motion.
The House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Wednesday, April 17, 2024. Substitute motion.
Substitute motions on the table. All in favor, vote aye. Aye. All division's been called. Members, a little bit of decorum. All I heard was division. If somebody asked for something else, please approach the dais and speak to the chief clerk so I can understand what was asked for. Thank you.
We're in a real moment right now. We've got the eyes of the world watching the state of Arizona, and that's not hyperbole, because we know how fast media travels today. We already know that the BBC, I woke up to the BBC watching and commenting on the state of affairs in Arizona as it relates to abortion and abortion care. We know that the Supreme Court decision yesterday is extreme, and we know that should the 1864 ban on abortion remain the law in Arizona, people will die. We are here as public servants. We are here as representatives. And right now, in this moment, we need to think about the millions of people in Arizona whose lives are affected by the decisions we make in this body. And are we here to serve the public, or are we here to enact laws that have such constraints that the consequences are dire? We have a job to do. We've been on a week-long break. The time is now. This is probably one of the most important decisions we will make this legislative session. And when people's lives are at stake, we don't have time to waste. And so today, we need to stay in this chamber. We need to find a path forward, and we need to do the job that we were elected to do, and that is to serve the people of the state of Arizona and not play games and not discount the lives that are at stake. It's going to take some political will to get this done.
30 seconds.
But I think our job is to be here, to do the work. We shouldn't adjourn. Let's get this passed so we can get House Bill 2677 on the board. And with that, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem, I vote aye.
Members, I cannot believe the lack of decorum and childish behavior displayed by our Democratic colleagues when we recessed this morning. I would like to remind everyone of a few important issues surrounding the topics of protecting life and regulating abortion. First, we are navigating an extremely complex, emotional, and important area of law and policy. In my opinion, removing healthy babies from healthy mothers is not health care or reproductive care. Pregnancy is not an illness. It should be celebrated. And it is an abortion that terminates life. There are difficult conversations we all need to have. And we obviously cannot have those conversations when the Democrats are screaming at us and engaging in extremist and insurrectionist behavior on the House floor. Second.
Point of order has been called. Ms. Martinez, please pause the timer. Who called a point of order? Representative Sandoval, please, you're recognized. Stand up and let me know which rule she violated and what your point of order is.
I'm looking for the rule, 1 second. Rule 19.
Sandoval, if I could have you slowly take your microphone, please state your point of order in the rule violation.
Rule 19, Mr. Speaker, I was called an insurrectionist. We were called insurrectionists.
Can you repeat what the whip said that did that? I didn't.
Literally, the word insurrectionist.
I know it was used, but I didn't hear her say you are an insurrectionist.
She says they came at us like insurrectionists.
Ms. Martinez, would you like to correct your statement, and I'll give you one more opportunity to continue your speech. If that's, is that what you said? Do you have it written down in front of you?
I do.
Is that what you said?
Would you like for me to repeat it?
I would like you to convey it in a way that does not impugn or arraign any motives towards the opposition.
Okay.
Please continue.
Thank you. Second, Arizona abortion laws have been uncertain ever since the United States Supreme Court issued the Dobbs decision in June 2022, almost 2 years ago. The Supreme Court returned the authority to regulate abortion to the states, where it rightfully belongs. The Arizona Supreme Court's 47-page ruling was released just yesterday, and 24 hours later, chants from the floor of shame, shame, at us simply because we do not want to repeal the pre-Roe law without first having a conversation about it. Third, the pre-Roe law is not enforceable for at least 60 days because the Supreme Court's decision and other cases where the state agreed to stay enforcement of the law for 45 more days. Again, there is no reason to rush on this very important topic. Even if even if the pre-Roe law was repealed today, that bill would not go into effect for 90 days, and prior legislators have repeatedly affirmed that the pre-Roe law, as recently as 2022, went past the 15-week law. We must listen to all viewpoints, thoroughly review the Supreme Court's decision to have meaningful deliberations over policy decisions in this area. We cannot do that when our colleagues are acting in the way they did this morning. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I vote aye.
Martinez votes aye. Mr. Cook, Speaker Toma, no more speakers allowed. Please vote. Clerk, record the vote. 30 ayes, 29 noes. The motion carries. The House will stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Wednesday, April 17th, 2024.
Do not fall for
shown
it.
us who
Matt
he
Kress
is.
is a
He
liar.
does not care about the women who will die because of this horrific ban.
I absolutely
Absolutely not. Do not listen to Matt Kress. That is a lie. Matt Kress is absolutely being untruthful. This is not true. Not true. I believe that we should be.
Lord, right now we just release the presence of the Lord in the Senate chamber. We just release the hovering glory of God Almighty in the Senate chamber. We just pray right now, Lord God, over
Shut up, Colonel Santos. Sit down. We're good. Let's go, guys. Get off the phone.